You're going to have to know when to look and when not to look. And then when you do look, oh my gosh, keep it in your sights, because if you don't and it catches you, GG's for you. Good game. You're out. Okay. What's up, Rad Fam? Today we are going to go back to exploring some of the creepiest urban legend, ritual, paranormal games. That was a really... Why do I always describe that so weirdly. But today I want to go explore another terrifying, like literally just thinking about it is making the hairs on my arm stand up. Normally that takes a few minutes into like recording to get like this, but nope, I'm starting off already scared, so that's great. Today I want to go explore one of the most terrifying, creepy, all the adjectives we like to see on this channel, a Japanese urban legend game called the Bath Game or the Bathtub Game. Now in Japanese, I know I'm going to totally butcher it, I'm sorry, it's called Daruma-san. This topic was actually suggested by one of the Rad Fam members in a video's comment, so thank you so much for that. It is said to be one of the most dangerous paranormal games that someone could ever foolishly play. So let me make that disclaimer right now at the beginning of the video, just to let you guys know, whenever we cover a topic, we are covering it just for funsies. Please do not ever play these games. You can get hurt in real life situations by playing these games. Sometimes they involve running around your house in the dark, which you could trip and like hit your head, or using candles, which you could knock over and like burn yourself. There's just a lot of things that could go wrong. So please listen to me. Do not play these games. Whew. So now that my conscience is clear, let's just jump right into the nightmare fuel. Now, if you've been a Rad Fam member for a minute or have seen one of my videos covering a paranormal game, you know how this goes. But if not and you're new here, hi, hello, my name's Kaylena. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you hit the subscribe button today and join the Rad Fam. For these videos, I like to use a website for reference for the rules and steps on how to play this game, even though you're not going to play it. And as always, there'll be a link down in the video description to the website if you want to go explore more about the FAQs or like people's personal experiences with this game in the comment section on that website. You can totally go do that and it'll be down below. So first and foremost, what the heck is the Bath Game? Well, it's kind of like a terrifyingly twisted version of a game called Red Light, Green Light. I don't know if you played this as a child. I totally remember playing this. It's kind of like a variation of tag, I guess. The person is able to run around as long as you're not looking at them, but the second you look at them, they have to freeze and they're not allowed to move. Now, if that right there doesn't convince you that this game involves some spooky-ish, you are brave. Much braver than I am. So this paranormal game involves a ritual of steps that have to be completed by a single player. And the purpose of it is to summon this entity to play this red light, green light tag with them. Why? I don't get it. But I digress. So that is the gist of this game. There is no point, I guess, other than to test your stupidity or bravery, however you want to put it. I personally think stupidity. There is no wish granting like we see in other games. There's really nothing to gain for successfully playing other than being, I assume, traumatized. But this version of Red Light, Green Light is super darn demented, and it has the player summoning this entity after following a few ritualistic steps. And once this entity arrives, the single player is going to be locked in this terrifying game of not looking at Daruma-san while also having to keep the entity in the person's gaze so as to not get caught by this entity. You're gonna have to know when to look and when not to look, and then when you do look, oh my gosh, keep it in your sights, because if you don't and it catches you, GG's for you. Good game. You're out. Okay. So now that we have a basis of understanding on what the heck this game is, let's just jump right into the actual steps and rules and what not to do and what to do, and really find out why you should never play this paranormal game, okay? Saying again. Now, a big attraction to this urban legend game is just how simple it is. Most importantly though, there can only be one person playing this game, which again makes these games even more terrifying, because if something goes wrong, you're all by yourself. No one's there to help you. And then all that's needed is a bathroom with a bathtub. So starting at night, the player is said to have to go into their bathroom, completely disrobe, and fill up their bathtub all the way to the top, and then slowly, carefully, because you don't want to slip and, crack your head open before you even start the game, I suppose, get into the bathtub. And the way they have to be facing, they have to have their back against one end of the bathtub while facing the faucet. They're then said to have to close their eyes I'm just like literally getting chills down my spine just thinking of doing this myself. No thank you. But then while all alone in this bathroom, knowing full well they're about to summon a freaking entity, they have to close their eyes and start washing their hair. Now that's normally a really relaxing thing for a lot of people. Taking a nice bubble bath, a nice soak after a long day is pleasant, but this is ruining that. So if you're someone that really enjoys bathtubs, after watching this video, I'm really sorry, and I hope you don't think of this nightmarish thing we're talking about when you're all alone, especially at night while washing your hair. I'm sorry. So as the player is happily washing their hair, they have to repeat these chanting words. And they're said to have to say, Daruma-san fell down, Daruma-san fell down. Oh my god, literally just saying that gives me goosebumps. Even though I'm not performing the steps of the ritual, saying names of entities always freaks me out. So if you're really enjoying this video, please just go ahead and give it a like so I feel validated and freaking myself out in the middle of the night. It's midnight here. Why do I choose to do this? I don't know. Anyway, the player has to keep saying those words over and over and over again the entire time they are washing their hair with their eyes closed. They cannot stop chanting or open their eyes until they've completed the act of washing their hair. And, you know, some people that might take 10 seconds, for other people it may take 10 minutes. Now, the thing about this ritual is there's not any physical confirmation that the ritual actually began or successfully took place. Like other ones, like with the stranger, you hear knocking, you see the door open. And with hide and seek alone, again, the doll will go missing. So there's like a lot of things in other rituals that are clear signs that the ritual is actually begun. But for this one, all that's said to have happened is that the player will then gain a mental image of a Japanese woman standing in the bathtub. So that's a freaky idea to think about. You're just sitting here washing your hair, and then all of a sudden, like, while your eyes are closed, it feels like your eyes are open, and what's in front of you is a strange woman. You don't know her, and she's standing in front of you. It's then said that she will slip and fall, landing face first on a rusty tap, gouging her right eye out. Oh, that is gruesome. That is gnarly. That is a real life fear that I have, slipping in the bathtub. It's way more common than you think, and it can be way more dangerous than you think. So, you know, if there's something to get out of this, be a little more cautious when you're standing in a slippery tub. Now, this is a big warning to this game. If the player at this point hears any noises, maybe some chattering, maybe it sounds like some rustling, some movement, or even a person talking right next to the ear from behind them, oh my god, it's so scary. They're said to have to keep their eyes glued shut. They cannot open them. Apparently, it can throw the ritual off. Bad things can happen. You could improperly start it, and then it would be really hard to stop it. Just a lot of bad things that can happen. So the player has to fight their urge to turn around and see what the heck is whispering things into their ear. They had to keep their eyes shut, facing forward. They had to ask out loud, why did you slip in the bathtub? Now, after a few seconds of pause, the player has to keep their eyes shut, again, this whole time, in darkness. Very scary. They have to stand up and exit out of the bathtub, which is also very challenging to think to do while you're all slippery and wet and scared. You had to do that with your eyes closed. That's very dangerous. And this is again why I tell you not to play these games. Now this part's a little grody if you think about it. After bathing in the bathtub, you cannot drain it. You have to leave the bathtub filled overnight. Only after the player has left the bathroom and made sure the door is shut behind them, that's when they're allowed to open their eyes. So you have to be pretty skilled and know your bathroom, I guess, to be able to perform this ritual. And like most of these rituals, the person is expected to somehow sleep. I don't know about you, but if I'm playing a spooky game and I think I may have possibly just summoned a woman in my bathroom that slipped and fell and bashed her head, I'm thinking of horrible thoughts. I don't want to go to sleep. That's scary. The game itself doesn't actually begin until the player wakes up. If the ritual was done successfully, it says that as you're going about your day, you're going to feel a ominous presence lurking around you at all times, right behind you. So have fun during your Saturday morning cartoon session. The idea of an entity lurking behind your couch. Fun. As far as actually seeing the entity, it can happen at any moment. And it's said that the entity is mostly seen out of the corner of the player's eye as it's like moving around. It describes her hair as long, black, and tangled as if she fell in the bathtub while her hair was wet. And she will only have one eye because, as we know, she fell and hit her face and gouged out her eye on the bathtub faucet. It said that she will attempt to get closer and closer to you throughout the day. Oh, no. Should you spot her a little too close for comfort, that's when the player has to yell out Tamar or stop. And then they have to run away. So kind of like the red light, green light. You have to like see them to get them to stop moving, but at the same time you have to gain distance and like move away from them before they can like capture you. And then if you think yelling Tamar or stop will keep you safe, know that it is limited. So you can't just keep saying it throughout the day 100 times. Each time those words are said and she has to pause, the time that she stays paused gets smaller and smaller and smaller. So you don't want to play this game very long. Now, once the player gets to the point of, oh, wow, she's getting really close, uncomfortably so, I think it's time to stop this. That's when they'll initiate the ending of the ritual. And ooh, it takes some bravery. They have to look over their right shoulder and capture her gaze. So they have to look right at her, locking eyes with her. Oh, that's creepy. They then had to shout, "I cut you loose," or Kita, while swinging their arm down in a chopping motion as if to sever a tie between them. So the entity will be cut free and will no longer be tied to your close vicinity. Now, if they somehow did not perform this correctly, that means the ritual did not quite end correctly, and they better be on the run and keep their eyes peeled, frequently looking behind them, because Daruma-san can still be lurking around, waiting to capture them. Fun. If you think ending it sounds easy, know that it is not as simple as it seems. They say that she can get a feeling that you're about to end it. So if you start like looking over your right shoulder and like she can see like you're raising your arm up, it said that she likes to hide and disappear from your gaze. And remember, to do this correctly, you have to be looking right at her. So if she's hiding, you're gonna have to go find her. Oh my God, that's so scary. I'm so sweaty. Oh, I love paranormal games, don't you? But I think that does it for today's terrifying video. Oh my God, I'm gonna be thinking about this next time I'm in the bathtub. Great. But I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please turn on my channel notifications, the bell icon down below, and make sure you choose the always option. That way you are actually notified when I post spooky videos throughout the week. And if you haven't yet seen it, up on the screen right now is my previous video where I talk about Ash Vlog's return. I explain Ash Vlogs, and we try to look for like some clues during a live stream that happened on the channel recently. And if you're thinking, what the heck is Ash Vlogs? Click on this video and find out. It's terrifying. Until next time, keep up the radness, and I'll see you guys real soon. Bye.